What's going on, Deep Dive Spirit Crew? Brock here, working on the 1973 222. What I got going on today, I'm mixing up some thickened resin, poly resin with chopped fibers, and I'm filling a gap between the Cusa lip that I put in and the liner. You can see here's the gap, and here's some that I did yesterday. Basically just thickening it up, pouring it in. I want it to kind of level off here with my gap, level off with the top of the Cusa. Nothing too deep, just going to get to it right here and fill this gap in, and that's going to help me out a little bit later whenever I put the deck on. Here we go. So I don't want my resin to leak out the end right here behind the Cusa, so what I'm going to do is take some hot glue and I'm going to fill this cavity up right here on the back side and make a dam, and that way my resin won't leak out of the end right here. What's going on, crew? It's another day working on the 1973 222. Yesterday, I ended up taking a leftover piece of Cusa and actually building my first bulkhead. And I took and squared up the front. It's basically from the very point of the bow to where that bulkhead is 4 feet. So that's where my first piece of decking will go on. And it worked out pretty well. I took some Luan and made a pattern so that I could closely match the bottom of my hull. I took my tank, laid in there, did a little bit of layout and thinking about how everything would go together. So today's goal is to go ahead and get that put back in, mix up some thickened resin and get it put in. What I'm doing here, I'm going to go ahead and mix in my MEKP. It's so hot, I waited to the very last minute to mix it in. Got to get it really good and incorporated. And what I'm going to do is take this peanut butter and put it where I marked on the hull where it will actually sit. And then I'll come back in and put some peanut butter on the bottom of the structure itself, the bulkhead. And then I'll try to smooth it out and get a good radius on it so that later I can come back, do as little sanding as possible, and then start tabbing it in with some 1708. It's hot. So what I tried to do was put a radius on this as I went. That way I can start laying my glass on it. This is thickened resin, but what I thickened it with was using all of my gel coat and fiberglass particles that I've sanded over the last few weeks into my catch bin. That's what I used to thicken it up with, instead of using silica or anything like that. And this stuff makes some super hard putty. Too hot to do anything else today. I think I'm gonna go take my best lady, my wife, on a date. Deep dive spear crew. There's nothing too deep. Out.